house in Budapest, my hidden treasure chest, golden grand piano, my beauty focused EOU. Ooh, you, ooh,
I'm Ruth McCarthy.
And I'm Linda Aspey.
And together we'll be delivering a masterclass in the thinking environment, Nancy Kline's renowned thinking environment way of working with teams and with groups. Linda and I have both trained for many years with Nancy, and we are delighted to bring to that our own experience of working in groups and organisations over many years, and to deliver that to you in a masterclass at the Association for Coaching International Conference in Budapest in October, and we very much hope to see you there.
When you're working with teams, you're helping that whole team to think about how they work together, about how they relate to the big picture. There's also an economy of scale. Many organisations are pulling back on what they spend on coaching, so they want to get maximum value for the time that they spend with a coach. The thinking environment way is a tremendously powerful way of working as a coach, but here Ruth can tell you a little bit about the effect that it can have with teams.
Well, I've just come back today from working with a group, and what I discovered in what they thought they needed and what they actually needed, there were different elements. What's happening in this group is they're full of ideas and they're not listening to each other very well. So I talked for a few minutes about attention and the difference that giving attention in the thinking environment way actually makes. And then we did an exercise using dialogue, where they listened to each other without interruption for 3 minutes each way for 12 minutes, thinking about the same idea, the same topic. And many of them, in those 12 minutes, experienced breakthroughs and got new solutions to things that they had been working on for some time. They were really amazed. I was delighted and, as always, slightly amazed myself. That's what the thinking environment process can deliver in this wonderful, flexible, rigorous way, and which we will be hoping to show to you in some detail on the day.
Some of you may have heard already of Time to Think. Nancy Kline's written 2 books called Time to Think, and the second one called More Time to Think. What we hope we will be able to do with you in this masterclass is give you a really good flavour of Time to Think, so that you can come away with some wonderful understanding about how to make it work in your environment. The thinking environment is founded on the principle that the quality of everything we do depends on the thinking that we do first, and that we do our finest thinking when someone else helps us to think, rather than just lets us think. So the thinking environment is beyond active listening, it's beyond anything you will have experienced. But I'm sure you've experienced some pretty awful meetings in teams. When we do the thinking environment work, we find that people's thinking within teams escalates through the roof.
So Linda, we do know an awful lot more about the neuroscience now, so tell us how that impacts.
Well, I think it's very exciting. We always used to know that when you were listening to someone, that they seemed to be able to think new thoughts and they seemed to be able to unfold and unpack. We never knew quite why this worked. But recent advances in neuroscience tell us that when the brain is in quieter conditions, and I'm sure that some of the people watching this will have heard of the amygdala, when the amygdala is quietened down and not in a state of fear or not in a state of avoid, that it enables us to create new neural pathways, and we begin to generate new ideas and new thoughts that take us to places we didn't know we were going to go before. So that's what's particularly exciting about the thinking environment, is that it enables people to move into new areas, into new thinking in a completely different way.
If you come on our masterclass, first and foremost, I think you will learn how to be with teams in a way that's very easeful. Often teams are working at a frantic pace, and they think that to be busy and to be important and to be rushed is going to get better results. What we know with the thinking environment way of being with teams as the team coach is that the more relaxed you are, the better the team does its own work. That's one big takeaway I think you will gain from this. What else do you think, Ruth?
Well, I know that we can't offer everything in a masterclass, but we can offer an awful lot. And I think that what the main thing people will go away with is, apart from understanding the theory much better, apart from hearing about the 10 components of the thinking environment, such as attention and ease and equality and encouragement and all the other wonderful things we work with all the time. I think the other really big thing they go away with is the building blocks to be put into place to use to transform any meeting that you're running at the moment. Building blocks of thinking pairs, dialogue, open discussion and rounds. And I really look forward to working with you and Linda on that in Budapest.
Yes. So if you want to work with teams and you want to create, as their team coach, a shared sense of responsibility for the outcomes, a massive amount of respect for each other, no matter what the hierarchy of that team is, no matter whether someone's been in the team for 6 months or 60 years, if you want to create an environment where people generate fantastic ideas, where new thinking arises out of old problems, where people begin to see each other as individuals again, because often they forget when they're in the team for a while. If you want to do all of that and more, we would really warmly invite you to come to our workshop. And we would invite you to click on that button that says sign up for the Time to Think Transforming Teams session now, and I'm pretty sure that you won't regret it. Thank you.
I think one of the most exciting things about this conference is that it's international and that it will have people from all walks of life, all types of coaching, different cultures, and certainly our session is going to be something that will be useful for many, many different cultures. And so I think it's going to be a very exciting time for new thinking and for generating new ideas.
I'd leave it all. Oh, for you, I'd leave it all.